Hey guys, I'm the Recap. Welcome back to another Terraria video. Another top 10 for you. You may as well call me Watch Mojo Recat at this point. We're going a little hard on them, but it's okay. This video, I actually only decided to do it because I was going to make another video, I'll explain in a minute. But this is top 10 things, mechanics, whatever you want to call them, that I want them to be different. So like last time, we're doing the same format, 5 honorable mentions. Starts out with seed ammo, why no plant? The explanation behind this is, I mean the little seed ammos that you pick up from the blowpipe, because it's an early item you find in brown chests that makes it so if it's in your inventory and you break a blade of grass, like there's a good chance that a seed will drop, which you can use as ammo for that blowpipe. Does about 10 damage, and that's the only purpose for these seeds. And this one is number 15 because it bugs me that you can't plant these. It's a seed. Why can't you at least like put it on the ground and grow more grass or something stupid and pointless? Even though that is extremely pointless, I would still like that because it would be like a nice attention to detail. I want more stuff like that. It feels like they got an A, but they didn't go for the A+. You know what I mean? Number 14, enemy spawns. Yet again, this thing is very minor. It just bugs me that they nerfed the nymph spawn rate to be more common. When totally, I feel like the nymph should be the rarest enemy in the game. Currently, it's the third, behind Tim and the Rune Wizard. I feel like number 1 would make more sense. 13, strange plants not growing until hard mode, and rare dyes as like a side note. This one is, I don't know why they made it so strange dyes are hard mode only. The only thing I can think of is a lot of people were saving these for the end of the game anyway, because a lot of those rare dyes you can't get until you defeat the Marsh of Madness or the Moon Lord or the Celestial Towers. Like a lot of them, it's just a waste of a strange plant for the most part, because you're more likely to get something you already have. And there's like the pool is smaller basically. So when you give the dye trader a strange plant, he will give you a random rare dye. So similar to the Lunatic Devotee versus the Rune Wizard, Lunatic Devotee is always there, and the Rune Wizard could just never appear if you're unlucky. How I wish the rare dyes worked is, even if they don't want to do it, like if they want to keep it random for most of the game, and like so the end of the game it's a reward, make it after the Moon Lord, you can choose which dye you get or something. Like the Tavern Keep, except instead of Defender Medals as currency, Strange Plants is currency. Do that from the start of the game, honestly. I don't see why dyes need to be locked behind Moon Lord. I just wish that was how this worked, because randomly, like, the reason I made that comparison between the Rune Wizard and Lunatic Cultist is because you could just get 9,999 reflective copper dye instead of like chlorophyte dye or something that you actually need. And I just don't like the randomness factor to it. It's annoying. Honorable mention number 12. Rod of Discord debuff still exists. In this current day and age of Terraria where stuff like the Zenith exists, the Rod of Discord has no business still making you unable to use it anymore. If the current benchmark for, hey, I just beat the game is, cool, now I can kill anything in the entire game, no problem, 1 second, easy, no GG re. If that's the benchmark, then why is this Rod of Discord still limited? If this actually mattered, it would be higher, but it doesn't, which is why it's an honorable mention. I partially agree with keeping the Rod of Discord in this nerf state, at least for the first half of the game, because being able to teleport anywhere infinitely just makes it so you can cross the map in like a really small amount of time without needing teleporters, and you can outrun pretty much any threat. Like the magic mirror takes a good amount of time. It has a very low use time in order to teleport you to safety. Rod of Discord just teleports you to safety instantly. And sure, being able to teleport yourself instantly to safety like every 5 seconds is like some Nagato shit, like no one can touch you once every 5 seconds. It's pretty broken, but like stuff like the Moon Lord will keep up with you no matter what, and its projectiles, if you can't see the true Eye of Cthulhu's, it actually hurts you to run from him. I just think in this current landscape of Terraria, it doesn't make sense to keep this debuff in the game once you get past, or like at least to the Moon Lord, if not past him. Like maybe one of the items the Moon Lord drops is a useless material, but like that material combines with the Rod of Discord to make it like insanely good. Like it makes it debuffless. New word just coined by local idiot. 11, pointless entities, dolphin, and sea turtle. I just think it doesn't make sense to have something in the game if it does literally nothing. The only thing these do is like add some thematic decoration to the ocean. And they have bestiary entries. Dolphins make dolphin noises and sea turtles just kind of swim around. but you can't catch them with the bug net. They don't deal damage to the player. They do nothing. They're like literally worse. They're more useless than a dirt block. Think about that. Scorpions you can use as fishing. Grab and duck you can turn into food. Butterflies can be used as fishing. Pretty much every critter I can think of has like some purpose. These are basically just the gem versions of squirrels and bunnies, which craft into nothing other than the caged variants of themselves, except you can't catch them. So they're even more worthless than that. Also, maybe this annoys some people, but I think dolphins sound fucking annoying. Number 10! Actual part of the list now, we got acceleration, and my reasoning for this is, one of my least favorite parts about Terraria is how the player moves, and that is, whenever you move to the sides, it takes a minute for you to start moving. Even if you're on asphalt, it takes you a second to start moving. While you're in midair with the celestial starboard and you can move instantly left or right, and there's no like waiting to accelerate, it actually feels jarring to have that much control, because what you're used to is garbage. And I don't think that Terraria's controls are awful, but I don't think they're good either. I would say 5 out of 10 is what I would give Terraria's controls, and being able to accelerate instantly while on the ground, that'd be a nice addition to Lightning Boots Plus or something. Number 9. Flight duration, no infinite flight in one item. So something I was thinking about even back in 2016 is I made a video about why wings didn't have their own slot, similar to the grappling hook or something. And that's because wings are some of the most broken items in the game. Are not broken, but like some of the best items in the game. To me, this is similar to the Rod of Discord. In the current landscape, you have no argument for wings being too good to have their own slot when you add the Zenith into the game. I like how half my arguments are literally just, hey, the Zenith exists for this shit. That definitely needs to be its own video. Like, the Zenith is so broken that it warps the balance of the game. The Zenith is an item that single-handedly makes melee go from like either the best by a good margin or equal to another class if you're extremely biased, to just like Meta Knight levels of I just shit on you and there's nothing you can do about it levels of broken. They added an item that is so insane that it's like a mod weapon, and yet they're still like too afraid to give wings their own slot and Rod of Discord no debuff. I just disagree with that. I think the balance of the game doesn't really make sense. It's not consistent. The Zenith is like 3 times more broken than any wings in the entire game. I would rather have wings removed from the game and keep the Zenith than have the Zenith removed and keep wings. That's how broken the Zenith is and how dumb I think it is that wings don't have their own slot. But the main argument for number 9 is actually that even if you keep the point that okay, wings don't need their own slot, they're too good. Infinite flight is even worse than the ability to fly in general, because you have items like the ice rod, which can create platforms to stand on, essentially giving you infinite flight. You have grappling hooks, which if there's any land, you can just hit, and as long as it's connected to the ground for 1 frame, you can just hit space again and instantly cancel that grappling hook and get more flight off that, reset your flight off grappling hook. The wings that already exist fly basically to space unless you're in a large world. I think soaring insignia should just be a pair of wings. Like, the effects of the soaring insignia should just be on the starboard. Or if you don't want infinite flight, at least give wings their own slot. Do one or the other. And honestly, if you did both, I don't think it would be the worst thing ever. Like I said, the Zenith exists. Number 8, Lava Logic. You can't build in lava and no immunity to lava. There is an item, I believe it's the Obsidian Rose, that gives you half damage to lava. By the end of the game, you're taking 1 damage from lava, and the majority of the damage you're taking is actually from the on fire buff. The player also does not have immunity to on fire debuff currently in the game. I think all 4 of the celestial armors, the endgame armors, should have lava immunity and on fire debuff immunity to them, like on the actual armor. That should be in the set bonus or something, which I think that's neat, actually. Like, that could be a completely separate video, actually. Number 8 is basically, why can't you build in lava? Like in Minecraft, you can build in lava, but you can't in Terraria. There is only 1 furniture/platform item in the entire game that is immune to lava. Technically, the Hell Forge as well. If lava flows over them, they'll break. Like a bookshelf, that'll break. Regular wood platforms, that'll break. Gold platforms, that'll break. Obsidian platforms are the only thing other than, I guess, Hell Forges that are immune to lava. I guess some vases might be too. You know what I mean. There's only one item in the game that's like a building material, not like a furniture, that is immune to lava in the game. The obsidian platform, and even that you can't place in lava. I think even if it's immune to lava, you should be able to place it, and it shouldn't be like you're not allowed to go in here. This is hot, dude. Dude, I'm wearing solar armor. Do you know how hot the sun is? My lava is hotter than your lava. You can let me place shit in lava, dude. Fuck. Reforging logic number 7. Similar to how the angler works, where if you have stat tracker items from the angler quest in your inventory, he won't give you another of that same thing, as long as you're holding it. I think as long as you've gotten a reforge from the Goblin Tinkerer, in that current session that you're in there with the Goblin Tinkerer talking to him, if you get a reforge, you can't get it again until you exit out and keep talking and talk to him again. I think that would be a great mechanic to quit getting all this garbage over and over again. And if you're thinking, okay, that's too broken because you can guarantee legendary, unreal, or godly for flails, or mythical for mage weapons, it still require you to, even if you have bad luck, like if you have bad luck and it takes you like every single reforge except for the one you want to get to the one you want, that's still a good amount of gold spent. If you're lucky and you get it immediately, you're not going to notice it either way, right? Why not tune out the frustration of getting 49 unhappies on your shit? Memes can be dreams, but I think the Goblin Tinkerer being an asshole is a nightmare. Number 6. This is why I even made this video. You can't sit in a chair while midair. The earlier in the video the point appears, the less important it is. Earlier in this video, you won't see that much importance. The points later in the video, like the top 5, are all things that I think deserve to be like actually implemented, and those things actually harm the game in some way, in my opinion. Everything else is just opinion, pretty much. And I just think it would improve the game. It's not something that's like really required. So why is this number 6? Why is not being able to sit in a chair in midair so important to me? Well, everything that is like past number 6 hasn't been done or fixed or added, and yet this has been changed. It's actually because this thing is so unimportant, or this mechanic is so unimportant, that it is here, because it has no reason to not be, like, it shouldn't exist. Why does it matter if you're in midair or not? Why can't, like, does standing on the ground and instantly teleporting to a chair or a seated position make sense? I don't think it makes much more sense than if you teleported into a sitting position while on the ground. Like, whether you're on the ground or midair, it doesn't matter. And what am I talking about? Why does this matter to me? Because if you were able to sit in a chair from midair, you'd be able to negate fall damage. You know how players in Minecraft carry around water buckets, and then whenever they fall, they put water below them? And that, like, 2 inches of water, like, breaks their fall from 5,000 miles in the air? Does that break realism? Sure. Is that awesome and an integral part of competitive Minecraft? Hell yeah, dude. Imagine if you could not water MLG. I don't know why I'm pushing that point, because you can totally MLG water in Terraria. It's just, I guess no one does it because there's not a very competitive scene in this game. Basically, this is only in this video, and this video even exists because I'm pissed off that I couldn't make a shitpost that's like a 40-second shitpost where I fall and like place a chair and sit in it, and then like Seinfeld music plays. The fact that the devs took this away from me is a problem. Fuck you. My anus should be able to see it in a chair, whether I'm in the air, upside down, the color green, doesn't fucking matter. Why is this in the game? Take it out, please. I don't know why I'm asking nicely. This is a demand. Number 5. Side note, no wing slot. I still think that'd be fine to be in the game. Main thing that's here that I think everything this point and onwards is something that I think the game needs. In my opinion, this game needs this. A storage pet slot. So what is this? What is a storage pet? That would be the money trough and the void bag / void vault. Why does one inventory space matter? Speaking of why this matters, I can just go to my good friend consistency. Why does the grappling hook have a slot? I ask you. That's just one slot. That's something that every single player has in their inventory and uses. Every single player that gets a money trough or a void bag is going to use it. Why doesn't it have a slot? No reason. No reason at all. Doesn't make sense. I think this should be in the game. Needs a slot. Number 4. Messy accessory combinations. So all that needs to be said about this is I disagree with how accessories combine in this game. I think that something like the Obsidian Skull, its only use is giving you immunity to stepping on these 2 blocks, which Hellstone, yeah, you'll find it underground, but half of it's under lava, which requires Obsidian Skin Potion, which gives also immunity to the same thing Obsidian Skull does. So, like, you're gonna be immune to this anyway, regardless. And Meteorite, you only need immunity to mining it once in the game, and that's like when your early game in your first Meteorite falls and you haven't gotten Space Gun, Hamax, Meteor Armor yet. And then after that, it's useless. Hellstone, bricks are some of the rarest building materials in the game. You only see, like, 1 or 2 houses of this in Hell, usually. So this is not a very useful, not the most useful item. And yet it combines with 6 different accessories. Hey, look, there's the Obsidian Rose, the thing that gives you only half resistance to lava. Not even. 80 to 50. Why? Why is there no complete immunity? Anyway, this item, which it makes 2 other items, both of which don't need to exist. The only thing this should combine into is an item that gives you complete immunity to lava. And sure, I'm glad the Obsidian Skull exists and have it combined into the Obsidian Shield and Ankh Shield, but like, why? Why? Options that seemingly don't matter could matter if they go in a long chain up towards a final goal. All of these don't need to exist. You inflict fire damage and you have immunity to fire blocks and reduces damage from touching lava. 3 random effects that don't matter. By the time you get this, Obsidian Rose and Magma Stone both are obtained from Hell enemies as drops. By the time you're in Hell, you have a Obsidian Shield, thus rendering the Obsidian Skull effect useless. Sure, like, melee attacks specifically inflicting fire damage would matter if you had useful melee attacks while you're in the Hell stage of the game. And I'm sure someone in the comments can think of a useful melee build by the time you're fighting Wall of Flesh, but every build I use is always a ranged setup to fight the Wall of Flesh. Either the Space Gun, the Water Bolt, Hellwing Bat Bow. There's some B stuff you can do. I don't know what melee stuff you could possibly do against the Wall of Flesh. Maybe Uramir's cousin is like fighting Journey Mode Wall of Flesh with a wooden sword, but I am not. Obsidian Rose is a laughable item and is basically unfinished, frankly. All of this that I've just been talking about, why have I been talking about it at such length? Well, all of this exists. And yet, one of the best effects of the entire game, the Cross Necklace, which gives invincibility frame increase, makes 1 item. Okay, sure, that's 1 example. Only 1 item. Okay, well, we got the frog leg. This guy makes 3 items. And now we have the black belt, which is an item that gives another insanely good defensive ability, and that's dodge chance. The only other items that give this in the entire game are the hollowed armor, and I forget what else. I think it's just this and the hollowed armor off the top of my head. 1 item. Okay, then we got another one that is completely underutilized. We got the Shark Tooth Necklace. Armor penetration is a really good stat, especially early game, and if there was a late game one of these that gave you like true damage against enemies, that'd be sick. Too bad it combines with 1 item. And here's another example of like nonsensical accessory stuff. The Mana Flower is one of the best items in the game for mages. Instead of combining into 1 super item, it gives you 3 weird options. There's like one that gives it so you're like able to reduce aggro on you, and then one that gives you Mana Star pickup, which is another really good thing to have. Like if you're trying to kite a boss and you like can't get to a Mana Star, or like getting to it would make it so that the boss is able to catch up and maybe hit you. It's great to have this. Star Cloak, every time you get hit, you're able to do some damage back. Trading damage is really good to do. If your health bar and the boss's health bar decrease at the same time, it gives you increased chance of winning. Why are there 3 items? Why did they make you choose? Why is someone texting me? Looking at the accessory system in this game just kind of like, it tilts me, bro. Number 3! Coins disintegrate when they fall on each other. They made it so that if sand blocks or other blocks affected by gravity land on torches, they don't just like sit on top of the torch nonsensically in midair. They made it so it's like Minecraft, so if gravel falls on torches, they disintegrate and turn into a pickup like block. They turn into a resource. So that's really cool. That makes it so that blocks, you can actually protect yourself from sand by putting like a torch below a shitload of sand and you can disintegrate it, just like in Minecraft. Great mechanic. Glad they did that. Why the fuck did they do that with coins? As a man who once placed 10,000 platinum coins in a room for no reason for the entertainment of people on the internet, it pains me greatly to say that every time I try to put a coin on top of another coin, it'll just like explode and turn into like a random coin on the floor. Instead of stacking on top of other coins, it just disintegrates onto like a resource. I'm guessing this is an oversight because it's like the way that coins are coded when they fall is similar to sand, but you have to fix this, please. This is the second reason I made this video, other than the chair thing pissing me off and ruining my shitpost. Now when I make a 10,000 platinum coin room, I'm gonna have to painstakingly put every single one on top of each other. Instead of like spraying it into a room, like tossing it over my shoulder, I'm gonna have to place each one with like tweezers. New update from Relogic, supporting the killing of an entire horde of flies using nothing but a rifle. Fix this please, I'm begging you! Number 2, bestiary being tied to world instead of character. It makes it really annoying to get the items that are tied to getting 100% of the bestiary, because you need 100% to get the universal pylon. But on top of just the items, this makes the bestiary feel like unfulfilling to use is the best way I can put it. Because you open it up and you look at it, first of all the thing lags, which you can't really do much about, but you add to that, okay, I made another world, and hey look, I forgot everything that I've ever researched in my entire life. Imagine if a doctor wanted to help cure someone, they had to reinvent the fucking solution to their problem. Tie this to the character, not the world. You can tell I was getting angry. Number 1! Research menu having no checklist. This is really cancer. Yeah, in order to 100% complete Terraria Journey Mode, you currently have to spend 20 hours making a spreadsheet because the game refuses to track items for you. I'm not sure whether it makes me want to laugh profusely or cry extremely when they say that this game is finished. This is not a good video to make. I should probably not make more top 10s that are like negative shit about stuff, because I'm very passionate about like naturally the human being is more attuned to things that hurt them than help them. I have a poor grip of my emotional like state, so like if something annoys me, I am going to be like a baby marsupial, squealing in your ear like something is biting its toes off. If something annoys me, you're gonna know about it. And maybe people find this entertaining. Hey, that'd be pretty neat if a few people would subscribe before my channel shut down. Please subscribe to my channel. It helps me get rid of the depression inside. Also follow me on Twitter and join the community Discord. Contribute to the cancer. I am actually sweating after recording this. I don't know when the next video I'm gonna make is gonna be, but thanks for watching, and just wait and we'll see. Play the Seinfeld music. Play the...